I didn't leave because I was angry. That's what people assume when they hear the story later, if they hear it at all. They imagine shouting, accusations, doors slamming, something loud enough to justify the ending. But it wasn't like that. It started with something smaller, a hesitation in her voice when I asked simple questions. A habit of turning her phone screen away, not dramatically, just enough to make it feel like an accident. We had been married 4 years. Long enough to know each other's rhythms, long enough to notice when one quietly changes. I didn't confront her. Not because I was afraid, but because I wasn't sure I needed to. There's a point where you stop looking for confirmation and start recognizing patterns. The confirmation came anyway. It wasn't a message I wasn't supposed to see or a call I overheard. It was a moment brief, almost forgettable. She laughed at something on her phone, a kind of laugh I hadn't heard in months. When I asked what it was, she said, "Just a video," without looking at me. That was it. It didn't feel like a betrayal in that second. It felt like an answer. After that, I didn't argue. I didn't check her phone or follow her or ask questions I already knew the answers to. I started separating things quietly. Accounts, documents, my time. The emotional part had already happened long before the physical leaving. I remember the night I decided. She was asleep. I was sitting at the edge of the bed, not thinking about her, but about myself, who I had become in that space. Someone waiting. Someone adjusting. Someone shrinking without realizing it. I didn't want to be that version of myself anymore. So I left. Not all at once. It took a few days. I packed what was mine when she wasn't home. I transferred what needed to be transferred. I left a short message, not an explanation, not an accusation, just a statement that I was gone and wouldn't be coming back. Then I stopped responding. No blocking, no dramatic closure. Just silence. At first, she called. Then she texted. The messages shifted over time: confusion, anger, denial, something close to apology. I didn't read most of them. The few I did didn't change anything. Because by then, it wasn't about what she did. It was about what I had already understood. The first few months were quiet in a way that felt unfamiliar. Not peaceful, just empty. I filled it with routine. Work, long walks, small habits that didn't require emotion. There's a kind of dignity that doesn't feel like strength at first. It just feels like distance. Over time, that distance became something else. Stability, maybe. I stopped thinking about her in specific terms. The memories lost their edges, they became neutral. 2 years passed like that. I didn't expect to hear from her again. But she found me. It wasn't through mutual friends or social media. She showed up at my office. I work in a place where people don't just walk in without purpose. There's a front desk, procedures, names that get checked. So when I got the call that someone was asking for me, using my full name, not the casual version, it already felt different. When I stepped out and saw her, I didn't feel what I thought I might. No anger, no nostalgia, just recognition. She looked familiar, but not the same. Like someone I used to know well, but hadn't thought about in a long time. She stood up when she saw me, like the movement might make the moment more significant. "I've been trying to reach you," she said. I nodded once. Not inviting, not dismissive. Just acknowledging that she had spoken. There was a pause where she seemed to expect more from me. A question, maybe, or an emotional reaction she could respond to. When it didn't come, she continued. I didn't know where else to go. That was the first moment I noticed the shift, not in her, but in the situation. She wasn't here to confront me. She was here because something in her life had led her back to me. Not out of connection, out of need. "I'm at work," I said. Calm. Neutral. "You shouldn't be here without an appointment." It wasn't harsh. It was just true. She looked around, as if noticing the environment for the first time. The reception area. The staff moving in the background. A space that had nothing to do with her. I needed to talk to you." There it was, the expectation of access. Of familiarity. Of something still existing between us that she could step back into. But there wasn't. "I don't have anything to talk about," I said. No anger, no explanation. Just a boundary. She took a step closer, lowering her voice. "After everything, you can't just." "I already did," I interrupted, not raising my voice, just finishing the sentence for her. Another pause. This one longer. It wasn't dramatic. No one was watching us closely. But there was a quiet clarity in that moment. The kind that doesn't need an audience. A staff member approached then, not aggressively, just doing their job. "Is everything okay here?" they asked, looking between us. It was subtle, but unmistakable. The setting had rules, and she didn't belong in them anymore. "Yes," I said, "it's handled." Then, to her, more quietly, "You need to leave." Not as a command. As a fact. She looked at me for a few seconds, like she was searching for something. Maybe the version of me she remembered. The one who would explain, argue, feel something she could hold on to. But that version wasn't there. Finally, she nodded, not in agreement, in understanding, and then she left. I went back to my office, closed the door, sat down. For a moment, I expected something to hit me. Relief, regret, anything. But there was nothing. Just the same steady quiet I had built over the past 2 years. The difference was it felt complete now. Not because she came back, but because she didn't take anything with her when she left this time.